Hi everyone, welcome to Insights with Lily Zhang. Today I'm going to talk about we are in a world in depression, a world in deep crisis. Yes, of course I'm going to talk about coronavirus. I've been talking about that since January. For those who don't know me, my name is Lily Zhang. I'm an international entrepreneur, speaker, and author, and I would like to share my insights with you. Hopefully, it can inspire you to have a better, healthier, wealthier life. And 2020, what a year! It's since I started this program, I've been talking about crisis, depression, of course, coronavirus. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about our world has been changed so much. I'm going to talk about the update on coronavirus, also the economic and political impacts. Unfortunately, so many of my predictions in January, February all become true. I'm not a guru, but just unfortunately, so many of my predictions become true. Well, yeah, it's there are some hope on the way, but I think it's a very, very tough time for all of us to go through of this. Up till today, there are more than 2.5 million people in the world being infected, and nearly 180 people died. And so many, like more than half of the world's population is still in lockdown. I'm in Germany at the moment. From Monday this week, Germany slowly opened up a little bit for those shops under 800 square meters so they can reopen. Yeah, I went to Frankfurt yesterday. I've seen people on the road. I've seen some shops open, but quite sadly, just not many people in the shops. I think so many visitors, so many people are suffering at the moment. I think if my fans remember in January, I already say this coronavirus was created in a lab in Wuhan, virology lab in Wuhan. Just recently, mainstream media and quite a lot, even head of governments and officials, they start talking about where this virus originated exactly. Well, actually, they should ask the question in January. This is, at the moment, it's a bit late, but it's not too late yet. Very interesting finding is the Nobel Prize winning scientist, the French scientist, Professor Luc Montagnier. He just recently claimed, Professor Montagnier, he's a HIV specialist. He discovered HIV, and he claimed the elements inside the coronavirus. We know, actually, many people know, there are 4 spikes and 4 elements being inserted into coronavirus genome. So, put it simple, coronavirus genome, there are some artificially inserted HIV elements. So basically, this virus definitely not a flu. So please be very careful. You might heard there are many cases quite mild. They only have mild symptoms, but there are also quite a lot critically ill patients too. So, and basically this virus will attack all your vital organs, not just your lung. That's the most fragile part, but this virus will attack your brain, your heart, your stomach, your liver, and all of those, your nerve system as well, so all sorts of vital organ system. It's not a natural virus, so be very, very careful. I know there are some countries I think will be gradually, slowly open up, just loosen up those measures, so people will start going out. But please, I think so far, without vaccine, without special treatment, they wash your hands, of course, those hygiene procedures. Also, I think I've noticed many people wearing masks. So I think from experience with those countries in South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, because they've been through SARS before, they've been through those epidemic before. So far, masks, if you can find masks, that's the best way to protect yourself. Yeah, that's also. We've noticed the official recorded numbers are very high, but according to Bonn University in Germany, they did a research in a small village, the epicenter, one of the epicenter of Germany. They did a random research. They tested 1,000 people randomly. Those people, they are not sick, they don't have symptoms, they are not confirmed coronavirus cases. But out of those 1,000 people, 15% of them already been infected. That means this number actually very similar to the Diamond Princess. I think most people still remember the cruise ship. So 15%, this is a coincidence. This number is estimated. That's probably those people infected with antibody already, but they don't show any symptoms, but they might still be infectious. So they estimated for German population, there are probably 1.15 million people already infected or have antibody. Not just Germany currently, the official infected cases just around 150,000, but the actual infection number is probably 10 times higher. I think from Germany we can estimate in this whole world probably more than 25 million people already infected. So please be careful, try not get this disease, because it's a biological weapon. It's not a natural virus, so be careful. Yeah. Well, as I think so far we've seen, even if these lots of lockdowns can be loosened up gradually in many countries in the next couple of weeks, but this pandemic will not disappear in short time. So a vaccine probably will be ready in 12 to 18 months, and currently there's still no special treatment for this. So this pandemic will not going away in very short time, and some officials already start worrying about this winter combined together with seasonal influenza. That might make life much tougher, or the contaminant of this disease much tougher. So we all face a very tough road to go ahead. Yeah, and also probably many people already feel the economical impact. I already talked about that. We are in depression. We probably in the greatest depression for human history, because we've already seen some numbers. three weeks, just in 3 weeks, there are 22 million people in the United States apply for unemployment benefit. There are 10 million people in France, just recently, in 2 weeks, apply for unemployment benefit. In Canada, there are more than 3 million people. In Australia, there are over 750,000 people unemployed. We've seen Virgin Australia already go bankrupted. So we will see, unfortunately, more people unemployment. 10 million people in France, which is pretty much about 50% of the workforce. And there are some experts predicted will be another month or two, there'll be 30% of Americans unemployed. So this is about 3 months. In 1929's Great Depression, Americans reached unemployment of 25 to 30% in 3 years. So we are seeing the Great Depression happen again, maybe even greater. Also, on the other side, people probably already noticed or already heard, the oil market is slashed to -0. We've seen, I think today or yesterday's American crude oil future dropped to -35 US dollars. That means the material of the barrel is more expensive than a barrel of oil. It's just show how dramatic the demand and the supply of oil globally dropped to minus. That means the producers of oil, they have to pay buyers to take oil away. Imagine how many small to medium-sized oil producers will go out of business. Also, it's from demand side and the production side on the oil industry, the whole world just collapse. So -35, the future price of oil in May is unheard of, unseen in human history. So we've witnessed history. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, that means how many industries going to be affected? We've already seen airlines, hotels, restaurants, entertainment, and sports. The economic impact is just unbelievable. Chinese business is also probably collapsing the worst. They already reported -6.8% GDP growth. This is first time in 40 years for China, because China had about 30 to 40 years of GDP growth of double digit, and for the last 10 years they stabilized in 6 to 8%. So -6.8% GDP for China. It's below crisis. And we have numbers. It's not officially reported yet. More than 100 million people are unemployed in China. The number will be increasing more. Of course, Western developed countries estimated to have GDP drop of 8 to 10% for America, for Europe, most of country as well. So we can see the economic impact is unbelievable. Of course, this time we are going to see more and more political earthquake too. And just 2 days ago, the Chinese head of police, which is almost similar to head of the secret police in China, his name is Lily Zhang. He's being put under investigation. Lily Zhang actually is very close to President Xi Jinping. He's been in charge of the public security. He's the Vice Minister of Public Security, and also he's the chief of the police for the country. He was in charge of security protection for Hong Kong, which means he's kind of the police side to control the democracy movement in Hong Kong. Also, he was in Wuhan in February, and he's on the public security side in Wuhan as well. He's almost like the head of CIA in America, the China version of that, the head of FBI and the CIA. So he's a very important figure. But just overnight, he's been taken away on the way to work. He's been taken away secretly on the way to work. That means officially his charges are lack of discipline of law and Communist Party's rules. But anybody know of Chinese CCP system knows that he's a sacrifice of the high official internal struggle. They're just fighting between CCP's highest level. He's just a sacrifice them. But it's just on one side showing internally Chinese CCP party, they have dramatic struggle. They have very intensified fight between themselves, between President Xi Jinping and his colleagues, and who will keep the power, we will see. But currently, looks like President Xi Jinping, he's under control because, I think in next couple of days or weeks, we will see more very high position Chinese officials go under investigation or go under, because the struggle between them, also the pressure internally and from the world. Because of this, every country is in lockdown. Almost most countries in lockdown. Most countries had very serious economic problem. Everybody, from mainstream media to other countries, head of the countries like America, Donald Trump already very openly accused, where this asked to check from an independent source to check where this virus originated. Also from France, Germany, UK officials, they all asking questions where this virus originated. Yeah, so I think the Chinese government, they face tremendous pressure from outside world. So many countries, I think there's a state government in America, Massachusetts. They are suing Chinese government. The state government, they are going to sue Chinese CCP government for damage of coronavirus. There are many other organizations in America that started the legal procedure against Chinese government. So I think there will be more and more countries, organizations, and governments, they are seeking compensation from Chinese government. So that's why there are pressure. That's why this high official Lily Zhang, he's been under investigation, because he's a head of the CIA, he's got too many information. He definitely knows where this virus originated. That's why he's been putting down, and Chinese government, they have the history and the habits of clearing all the evidence. So that's something interesting to see. Across the border in North Korea, Kim Jong-un, I think some people ask, is he still alive? Or at least he's in a very critical condition. He hasn't been seen for a couple of days, and he's had, according to CNN's report, I think he's got a stroke. And his grandfather and father, they all had strokes, and they all died of heart disease. So Kim Jong-un, he's inherited for heart disease, and it's very unusual for him to not be seen in very important ceremonies in North Korea. So if he's in big trouble, North Korea is going to be very unstable. That's why this couple of days, all over the world is asking a question: is he still alive? If he's gone, North Korean, China will be very nervous, because China already put quite a lot of military forces around the border between China and North Korea, just in case something happened. And also we've seen North Korea, they've done a hydrogen bomb test a week ago. So the edge, I think the world is on the edge of very, very intensified conflict because of the coronavirus pandemic, the economic depression, the political conflicts between China and the rest of the world. So also we might see some military actions or threats. Currently there are so many crises, from pandemic to economic, political. We might even see very intense conflict in military. From history, we know after pandemic and economic crisis, there could be food shortage, famine. Actually, United Nations already warned the world. If this crisis going on, we might see famine. Probably not in developed world, but in quite a lot, like Africa, South America, or some part of Asia. We might see, use UN's words, it's not people going to bed hungry. We might see people march into starvation. So 2020 is just from beginning, it's just one crisis after one crisis. And also, I already say, actually, we're already in war. We're already in biological war, economic war, and we might see real war, might be small-scale nuclear war. I hope it's not going to happen, but because some region needs to be changed, and before they going down, they might go crazy. They can do the worst. The only thing they are not afraid of is killing people, killing millions of people. So I have hope. I hope our civilization will survive this. I hope judgment, righteous, truth will win. I believe we will win. Yes, I definitely believe we have hope, we have trust in God. I hope God bless us. Thank you for watching my program. God bless you.